say running mate yeah contest na e ko so na lobby no ano aye tie papa it and say the beer nipa ye bubo mu di na ho de ni bi efifi ba no ano aye thing so people share maame akosi afrema opare a baby na ho de ni efifi ba no from apemu bi susu say the president echia o share maame prima e ba be the running mate o share Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempa bi susu say maisia ele eternity that's who and I share obi say yeah your white and they say mental parliamentary caucus so feel say o ma ye twuma bebre e dia ma party e wo e mra se bedwom se mra e say what that happen people we na no so no yare won do mo do mo nim die e be for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that's who ele bi so say the running mate no o feel say o nye free parliament no go you free outside parliament Ebema 2024 breaking it, you know, Ebaya D papa and say, we know be parliament or no NSC parliament as you may say, that's so NSC governance I say, and your man be free a budget, you know, and seminal, and not to society follow every task, instead of a moment every key. That's by someone could do good as a running mate the factor for the 2024 election, you know. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, any team. And the MPP National Council and the National Executive Committee, you know, almost any, I don't see, and our mama is better, Uncle Consult, a year Nanum, a year a software, a year Imam for any software, any a year 24, a secretary, and Pujina, no more money, yes, I said, a just it was to be one, I say, to be a margin, that's a mess of Patano, on far before Sepata and Fambra. If I be to Emma, a Dr. Maltu, congratulations, say, almost to say, or no. And I think couldn't say on the Babaye, running with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I wanted to catch on
interesting times ahead. But Kofi, Oba, and a baby, like I say, Oba, and also the breaking it, you know.
Young found see I could job for young found see answer. Yeah, that's it. Could job for and or they I do say man, the woman no Yemen, but one on your
on a podium, Crawford started a one a man it's in Quanato. If you and Rabana Crawford, then you say a body in the crowd that said them Crawford man fans. I watch it on. I say, I didn't the almost can't queer dear. So doctor have been coming if I ask Napona.
And I guess so for the say when PM crab you.
So for bear.
Shit.
So for Pentecost.
Want it.
On the nay, if I say a managing drink.
Hey, sir. But
now what does on die?
No, me personally, I believe Saint Corner best and game. No,
sir.
Personally, I believe that.
JDM cry to say a samba, prof for samba. Jane.
On there, so almost signed the Nebana can say be your own person, but no, she doesn't really bring more votes. So if they are considering votes,
why you moan Crawford Crawfordson still Crawfordson and Crawford and still a Jesus or Shesum still a Mamma and a pea behind
Dr. Jonathan Santiago, a political analyst, with the idea near street to some layman's point of view, here near the aiding commono. And the young corner woman I said that I've been I was at the one Doctor Mwajonume.
I mean, I go for me,
to say, dear, I hear MPP. I said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who ya chireno. If he say, or Breye, who say, fighting the Kennedys and the Allans, no, now, here pass over to me, will be on board. And he probably was Bobby, and he needed this one on board, Nurse or come and share, so Manshia will definitely have a say. Parliament, Nurse, MPC, and so bit me lobby woman, say, baby, or no, so bit me, party Nankasa, so will be and I buy mu, me, or no, suppress or Trinity free hobby. Seriously, the position now, no, and yet pleasant to cry, me say, or break.
Certainly, Kofi, Kofi, me that say, I mean, Angel, TV, I share for any, a tier for so, a tier or Angel FM. Almost there, sir, we are tenant, no, but so landlord. You create problems for yourself. You see, the party has its own umbilical cord. Your uniform or na acquired to say, never be or have been and shut down for my junior and corso. You see, the current leadership of the party, no, that Yara Oman Penny Akufo, His Excellency, and then in crop for no more on mine. We show more in Kano Nanka leadership every Asante support base of the party. And a could be a chim.
Yeah.
Now we show more Nanka a chim percent comes out for a chimney. So, but yeah, Obakaya, you can for your tiding by a baby. Let me say, and then you're very popular and a shelf here.
Yeah.
So, with that, and the Tabamia then becomes a compromise candidate. Or no, Niha, or no, Niha. Intina, no, the man called for says, okay, a do dombo for no so. But this kind of tradition does not exist within the tradition of the party. It does not, in reality. Intino says, yeah, no, that Abamia is someone who does not really have locus within the party, if not the support of President Akufo-Addo and the Achim cohort within the party. That Abamia the position I work on him now. You say, I won't say, a baby a chomukono, so Mampeni at the Mampeni Kufo at the teacher at the time, Yura. Aliu Mohammed here, you think is a incubated? He would have emerged probably as vice president. Kobetima emerged as the leader of the party then. But at that time, no man penny for maybe another support. And until the sea and Bisa say, yeah, you say we are flag bearer. Maintaining penny some say, other than this people say, Yakokushi, Yakwa say. Say baby you be there ma say person we you nipa oba tawichi no could decide you manu maintain pending da you say abra Yera Akufo-Addo yi no as flag bearer no ono no jinan tentini no yi Dr. Baumia as a vice presidential candidate. Some people oppose that particular decision. He himself said it, but he insisted, say he has seen something in him. And an officer Sani Pano and I said a bonachidom. But because he is someone whose position within the party won't mean challenge, it means he has locus. But the Tabamia does not have locus within the party. He's trying to create his own niche. And that is becoming very difficult to the understanding of they are struggling hard to understand that. That is why a presidential candidate, say, when you're over 70 and above, look at the percentage that he had. You cannot go into an election against your opponent when you're 98.9, thinking that it's going to be easy for you. It tells you, say, there are internal cracks. And President Akufo himself, Aka, say, factions now, there are factions within the party. Because maybe the woman say, and she Bakako be say, Fawe your vice presidential candidate, not because Dr. Baumia will have chosen the person. Fawe, then you make the announcement, say, Sani Pawe, and a better and that's what is going to happen. Because you share calculation, say, Queen Benson of Dr. Baumia, but you will finance 400 Ghana cedis per delegate. Wakati for 6.5 years or 7 years now you're saying, what are your investments? What are your investment portfolios? I bet me I can say be at the Canada, Japan, or no investment here and there, industries here and there.
Like I say, onya funding, you know, also per reward at this time.
Certainly. You know, finance and they all will have to have a say as to who becomes the vice presidential candidate. So the decision is not that simple and easy. There are so many competing forces.
Mame mwa kakra. Napo Joe Wise or say Chairman Sabonsu. Dr. Yao or say Educhum. Akusia Frima Opare. and then name be na ene name mu Church of Pentecost former penia ono so ne say lobbying because say nkomra so far shortlisting there opoku nyina shortlisting me hu say nanimu apie mu there, and there could be a surprise that is Senka Dr. Mamudu Bawumia analysis is a kire say ne nice ho year nka he could have surprised and gone to pick somebody to say the honor you're picking out of the blue and will be expecting no. And this names here PA. When are the powers so power and lobbying skills and a bit me a farmer no? Because now I have to assess what okay.
Only our problems. Only our problems. So if you are ready for that particular way now, the education fraternity as it stands now does not in any way tell us that Dr. Duchum should be the vice presidential candidate. Okay. And then you time you be a school. Check the universities. What you say? I could do parliament to cross. Oh, and first year say will be a mommy. It tells you that that place is so murky. Wasi, and then how do our students write Wasi? Copying, cheating, stealing. And they come to the university, they cannot even construct a single sentence. Yes, not all of them. But you ask yourself, sir, then the winner French A. They more French were University of Cape Coast, I was wouldn't mean yet. So how did you get the A? The temperament and yet temperament vice president. You see, even the energy sector and the IPP sponsor so and say so it means that area Nankasano is not having that total control.
So Napodian will be in human relations, right?
How does he relate with ordinary Ghanaians? What I say? You see, let's face it. I think that apart from the fact to say, Swami Hono says, we need that support as a was say or Kwako contest be nyado mini. Intendo bet you checker. But other than that, in terms of experience, what you say, and then having been able to run the affairs of a hanged parliament, to be able to pass things like e-levy, and be strategic in certain issues, I think he would have been ahead of them. But you also have to consider the personal women opponents ever.
Okay, but Joe Wise, your take on them.
I want to make a banner.
Okay.
Joe Wise said there, I have always felt to say this is a man I really like because he's soft spoken and our kasa utimu say a nyansa wom. But I dear me ama mindi ne chibiu. And yeah, some of Kafa Techiman's out. Kunkuma see or 2020 elections. Those extrajudicial killings, comment or Persian was very unprecedented. Two, a queen of first war, your passing budget, say, for example, such an immoral act, being a referee and a player at the same time, changing way just to get to Supreme Court, manipulate your way through and be able to go through the. For me, yes, it might have served the function of government, but in itself, one kasano, what do you feel egu? These are the two main ways I feel say I'm mean but other than that, he's not a vice presidential candidate. For me, he's a presidential material. That is how I've always seen him. Now, if you think and foresee say the NDC will choose Obapenny Professor Jenano Pokwajiman as the vice presidential candidate, the female factor.
Yes.
The woman is an academic par excellence. What I say, she has international network and connections. And I mean, if you look at her profile, it's a very formidable. She may not be an out and out politician, but she's a very formidable person, both internal and external way, a NDC, a different cloud altogether.
And you what they permanent with
and say gender way and a bay way. Then it means that for the first time in the Fourth Republic, we are going to have a woman as a vice president.
Enti uhunu yamami akosia frima ose opare so saying.
Well, I mean, to the extent it's according to Canada, Japan, no, Otua 120,000 Ghana cedis and Konkofa. I mean, that is such a huge indiscretion on her part. But the female factor, I think, is as chief of staff, well, she's not performed discreditably. I think she's held the fort of government as far as the seat of government is concerned. And in Penufo feels if they are going to use the gender factor, her age, her experience, having been a former MP, now as chief of staff, which means she's even ahead of all of them in terms of her current position there. Then the presidential candidate of the MPP, Dr. Bawumia, can easily consider her as the option. Don't forget Isaac Osei, that fine gentleman. But at the moment, the light within the party, endemic. Other than that, he's unblemished. He is unblemished. But Kofi, Mamunka something chatwo. Sanko form diaba public domain na asante for. What that tells you is what that tells you is nipa na wojina makuo no or short for deficiencies and into the kwakofa asante. Near they pacify the voter apathy every asante mweba because that is the strongest base of the party. But we share the Alan effector. Ama equation in our But finally, say yeah, bonko for dinner, ya more be of west, ya more be of western north, ya more be of figure, and a greater Accra, ya more be of your tea and a voter region. My question is, then it means to say, this support base of the party, what are you doing within the MPP? It tells you that now or in the later years, your generation will never be a flag bearer or even a vice presidential candidate. Because if you stick to the traditional, Dombo Dankwa Buzia, it is now the turn of Buzia. So how will it be the turn of Greater Accra? When will it be the turn of voter region? Because they have no locus within the party. So what are you doing? So it is very unfortunate. I felt to say the party should have been very strategic. They should have bandied the names of other people, leading members within the party or more other regions other than Ashanti. Go ahead and pick the Ashanti person because that would have meant to say it was competitively done and they will pick this particular person. But as it stands now, you are more alienating the people of the Western region, Western North, voter region, OT, Greater Accra, and Central region.
Doc, me fancy ya. Na say what pio munyi na to agui say de hene enkonko fe. Ene na just say Dr. Bawumia sabra ne sakora na afi na ebeba pa because adwendwen beku no.
Omunja no umma na kwanya. Onyi
na we sure some beja because so
Omuntiminja no. The son say you are a tenant trying to become a landlord. And that is a difficult task. It is a difficult hurdle to cross.
Dr. Jonathan Santia shared that same way. Ama,
yes, Kennedy Japan wo cabinet Japan wo
Kennedy any dim PM because I don't think it's
Facebook for any be say omo yada no omo failing nti yemfa ma no.
Oh there be can
cabinet Japan so omo yada no.
Me kura me tu no fo anka meka say running mate dey ma na
Ma Kennedy nye.
There be. Onya abotene time be so sesi ya nche kura.
Sa.
No ko je running mate na anko yi ama omo ana no obefiri ho no asen akopɛ flag bearer na say.
Na yi de na ayeka.
Honde.
Abefa.
Obi say it's time for the says. Anyway, I was informed yanko yanim. So ya driver ni na utie mi na sokiwa mesrewa memma ntie mroso abra gauge na so blink boru agoel na kwato fuel ewo ho top up ana se botank ne ma na kana engine no atumi ache ede ama na wanya fuel papa enso amako anim
ma yanko ye nime na ye fi amanyosemu kakra na yakọ akodi nkomo ye hu hia papa ye wo Ghana he ya enaja ye nuanom e won kwanta ene ntokwache ne ye epagya animu e wo ho ni nyina ene se afahye bia na ebekoso wo ho ene adele ene chalafo e om ka om hu e banchiri mu twetwe nkrante tututu a ema ewiase na se wo kenkan dia na enipa mako edu ba ko ne pre mu odem papa ema ebikura eto ananom ewo ensiedom na asem ya se konkon ho asewu asewu bola soja ene ase no foche hwe eja oni etwa to nkrofo dem busum ye twa mu sa afahye keke o afahye keka ye ba bedi we senya botre na mindi ye kane we zu se nteme ho ase na obi store ne etwa jade atum obi dan ne etwa de jade atum ne atutuo suku number bi suku ni number bi na se etuo ni bi akwa kanom na no na asem ye wo kakra sa na mpanifo sa de bi ya nhwa nka ampe no pomasibra anhwe yi a na ne abaye oye ne kakraka pa abesen ye nyina ye kom na enkwanta savoti mantem asem na ye kan ya eno na nam so ma ene interior minister Ambrose Derry akasa wose repa se ni manim ya mrahye bedwafiem yente committee na committee ni nkosi adwa enfrefre timamufu ewo ho ahemfo ewo ho DC assembly member say eba ne sei eho kwo ye den eye den na afahye beba so adele ene chalafwe wo bia se wonte ne ho ase na semu ansakra na beba abonten anase Ambrose Derry bekom mrahye bedwafiem akoyi ne ho ano wo ho no mrahye bedwani oginam ema adehye won kwanta saf Owura Godfrey Kenny wono ene kwagina mrahye bedwafiem se wosere pa we de adabraka yen friend interior minister Ambrose Derry ni emisa ne se ede important na ekoso e won kwanta a ohun ya ye hu aposifo wo ho ye hu asojafo wo ho ena asetimamufo na enya omokon ye frafa service fa no abedumja no makope ba bi ada na no ka asem ni wie na mrahye bedwafo nsi ye asem ya ampa asabosum ye twam asem na esiye enso obia adwen afiri so na no na nam so a ene ye friend interior minister Ambrose Derry se wo meyi ano wo kodu no se we de wosere na de se de nyina ne se yente committee na committee no enye hwehwem
conflict about boundaries. If we continue to play ostrich, from time to time, there would be these eruptions. But Mr. Speaker, I'm convinced by the statements that are made by my colleague MPs that we can work together. That the police had reported that there was exchange of gunfire in the market. So the police went there and already we had lost some lives, some can. But we are the first to admit that because the matter is a land matter, we cannot take this count for granted. I want to assure the House that it's not just the police who are working on it, but also National Peace Council has come in. We intend to increase their intervention. I've taken note of the intervention of Honorable Adams. But Mr. Speaker, I want to work with my colleagues so that with the RESEC, let us set up a committee. I would want Lands Commission to be involved. Let us set up a committee that will do something about the underlying land conflict. All the problems that we bring here, we are supported at the committee level and supported at the House level. But now, let us play a more proactive role, a more active role on the ground can work to ensure that we get security.
Chi ena Owura Ambrose Derry esanto aso se no kre entokwa dodo ekoso e wa mantama huro nim nyina no behwe na ya asase ho manso wose asase ho manso ene nanano no watutu ne ntoma ne e ma ne fans oh nanano no mikuro mu hinie asase baako wato ama Kofi Adomah solo kodu wa na asase kro na wato ama no ene ama Brako Ampofo kodu wa na asase kro na wato ama no na wayi nani noti ahemfie na nipa miensa ni nyina akohia wasase ne so na dane ntokwa Owura Ambrose Derry se ewom se ne kra de curfew na wode ato adehia ewo timantem nkwanta safofo so nanso osusu se braso ese curfew no mpanifo si adwa na ya sasa adwen a ebe boa amasomdua ba amase nantentem a yeso omo nan wo so a yeyi afiri wo so.
The very day that the Honorable Member of Parliament was concerned about the conflict, I was compelled, went through the processes and imposed a curfew. Yes, as Honorable Adams is saying, the curfew has its own negative impact, namely free movement of goods and services, and therefore foodstuffs and what have you. Mr. Speaker, while we are at it, let me inform the House that the curfew is being imposed and enforced, and a number of people who have breached the curfew have been sent to court, fined, and convicted, fined.
Ambrose Derry, Interior Minister, Ninsem nyina na fa nkwanta safa ene yede enanten temato omusweni ebedu anwumere no nu by this time mada da wa ye be ma pie ni enhwade.
I was for your transam no so adwen kyo betumi ade ABAASIMAA nkatia se Brako fi afrem tuga me wo wanchi me SERWAA kan che remi fo se wo momfa ba ko nka ho a efe ni remi pork emfa maye wo sao and just say ono wo we Brako papa.
He David Crabbe support no say oh yes pa yes.
But your remi fo e mutie am spices no manfa ajatum, especially remi jollof no and remi goat, remi different way. Most of
remi jollof.
Yes. Nanya you mo the remi cat so crack on the remi dog and your bad.
Oh, remi cat
And remi dog and remi snake. And say obi a chene there. O see open remi pork. Made the remi jollof. Wet, very wet jollof. That when you put in your fingers like this and you smash it.
Make it wet. Brako pe.
And I mention him. If so abamani a nepe ye wo spices ni bi aduane bi a wo ye bi afa spice o mu we bi an ne de pork no na enya maaye ye mu remi chicken akoko say oh bronya ye the best spice na we na ma na hu say ye we no wo ye stew bi a remi stew ho wo ye fried rice or remi fried rice jollof remi jollof remi goat remi beef to say ni nyina wo ho a obetumi dia spice aduane no no manfo so mpe remi pork nti remi fo mu tie a momfa bracha ase de enka ho ena Joseph fo nso say omo so pe remi cat no enti ene mo nya ne sa amfa mo wo I don't call soft drinks na so de eno ane de bedi bronya no nti pe bi ye wanji cola ho unya bia oh be feel it trebie party bia where the party day today na bi wase ene na chese o manfo osem ene ebobo ho no the papa omo mix ne ma no so omo chese o de mix a different level kra chemist for no titration oh omo fa way 3 way 2
ye ko brekum no
yeah
boys be mix ne ma bia nam say bra na den no
omo say ma taste bi
unti ase nam
omo say ma taste bi bi mada the new taste kra
dog it's a boys ne fa ne ma
pa no a enam omo say ye wanjo cola ye wo angel peach angel orange angel but o check here the comanfo num ne kase pa angel cola no because enye num ne keke other ones ni na akọ but cola no as o manfo san de ade foforo the year titration mixing
me dey am type teach
ba ko Daniel o mo so mo de Daniel no na ye ko Daniel
ko Daniel
angel cola
and then the foforo be ba ko Daniel be ba
o mo di Philippa but mo de an pe bi maybe a ton soft drinks bi ho wa wonni bi nso fa sa number ine frɛ wo mo wo be bro bi na wetumi abobi se ya aguna 0244 832286 0244 832286 helpline ofra ebe ma obi na odi agu shop num na wetumi aton IGP Yera George Akufo Dampare was security agencies e waga na ha no wo ma ready mu obi nsuro mu obi akomantu efi se afi elections no ebe ya asundwe pa.
For many years as a secretary of Marshall, dating almost 20 years, the big sister will always be a big sister. And including my brother-in-law, Dr. Charles Mensah, we want to also thank you for your service to this country. And also to assure you that we will continue to work with you, especially considering all the initiatives that my colleagues and I, together with other security agencies, we have worked on since my assumption of office to continue the good work that my predecessors left behind. We want to give you the most senior in line of what is security is. we want to give you the assurance. You will speak anyway, but I want to give you the assurance that we will keep ensuring that is conducted. Peace, security, law, and order, so that Ghana, our beloved country, at times they say Ghana, our motherland. But if you are patrilineal inclined, it is all right, Ghana, our motherland. But if you are patrilineal inclined, then Ghana, our fatherland. So, whichever way we look at it, we are only one Ghana. And we will sit here collectively as professionals and as citizens and patriotic one another, we will do whatever it takes to let the country to continue to be at peace with itself, and we will not compromise on this. On that note, and once again.
Wey IGP Yewura Akufo Dampare and what this answer me etudwa na ne nyina mu no wone electoral commission so di nkomo ache se wo mo so nye wo mafamu de bia na chief of defense staff vice admiral set amwama wono so chese Ghana forces wo mo so be fa ba bia so mo fa bia wo mo be ma background support bia posifo hia ene Ghana isi hia bia no obehwe na bibia atumi akoyie na chairperson my electoral commission ye maame Jane Mensa wode etudwa chese na ni age pa se nhyiamu kasese akoso na security fo ni nyina obia ya krado se o wo mbe ye o mafom de ono nso behwe se wonsisi obia obehwe se bibia bekọ krogen na Ghana yetumi enye asomdwe.
The quest for power today has become so fierce, and nobody and nothing is spared in the quest to attain power. Indeed, in the bid to capture power, our politicians and their supporters use all manner of methods to achieve their goal. In the wake of this, our security and safety are not spared. Today, we witness and experience a targeted approach by sections of our society to cause unrest, destabilize the peace of our dear nation, and threaten lives, all in a bid to control power and the resources that come with it. Based on past experiences, it is now clear that we cannot take any election for granted. Gone are the days when we could take lightly the security arrangements for non-competitive elections, such as the upcoming district assembly election.
Abuziafonti electoral commissioner na wote se wo che ne nsem ne maame Jane Oliver Yabu Ajais I dinner person the man was here the lady who rigs election one rigging election bia wa be win no the amount ti mo man nye adwuma Kofi Isaac say he is number 1 IGP in Africa and we so say Ghana IGP is the best the Chikas T was it please how I come sing for vice how are they
I come sing your 2 pomunu
okay de
o friends no timi 2 pomunu na safo akura no
yes
okay
na ni e
oh no na ni e do hardcore hardcore kenya bad so obia so obia marketing ni pa o
yira momfa baakwen Aisha hwan ko anim
my empim so na yenko yanim emrahye bedwani ogina ma de hye Madina lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu wono na woka se omampani na nadoda nkwa Kufuado nokre wedi ne ho ya papa se ene omampani se wonfa ne nsa enhye emra kase mienu a mrahye bedwafo abre atimpentin kwa pa ye kwa ye ba wo motena se anopa awia anwumere ni anadwo no mu bobo hu sa adwen si nwa sa ene omopa se sa emra kase mienu Armed Forces Amendment Bill ni nyina ekire se ene se obi kokum obi na yede ne court na court fine ni guilty a ni yebeka kire ni nyina ne se emra ne yehwema ni emra ne ka se kwode fiase won kwa na nyina enka ne na sa Armed Forces Amendment Bill no na ukum obi wo Ghana ha na ye chill de ukojina court na court enipa baason badwakuo no ye jury members no ka say wo na aye bone no ye gitum say wo na adi bone na ne court ne behwe mre no maka che on say yenkobo otuo enkum anase yenfa homa enkoso okon na yenkum na no na mrahye badwani lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu ene wa timpintin kwa wo ho pa wakasa wo ho a ene nam so ema sa ensemi wo fi ase nkakra wo mrahye badwafiem ye bobo ho a ene omdo om nsa hyase na omji tum na eso mampani ede ne signature ene wodi sisu pan na waje ede atoma beye emra ye de kwatro mampani anima enafu adu achi wo mampani de krata aba emra to so mienu criminal amendment bill Ghana ha enche wanim chonchom kakra pani ahwe wanim mami wo obaifo mami wo obaifo ene titiri pa se emrante ne maba wa bi tifie yese wo munya adwuma anye o ene eja ye bebo obaye sesi a asofo bi nso hye wankona dua bia se dua pampem enu asofo ya Brako fi interview ni wo so okonyani wo bi bra ne o yeye so ahu ankoyo ba pani a na enu so obi de akwahye no yese mambaifo bi ote ba bi o enu ni nyina ka ho bi enenne lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu akohoa ese yenyi samra ni nyina emfamfiri ho ene wo se wo ba ma wo ba na behwe obi ani maka chense wo ba efo nya kukuduro pa akoba posifo amane a ye bechew ye do kwakota ba ko kirem a kire de ohun ye nti aso o kire se oye baifo na no no mampani kire se da bi o samra no mfa ne nsa nhase esan so sisu se eniema bi antwa yie eniema bi anko yie kura na wo mampani krata wo de bae no tie wo mampani echemu se Criminal Offences Amendment Bill 2023 and Armed Forces Amendment Bill 2023 no ni ohun ye e wo huntia ene wose onyintum enie wose emra no sesanka ye executive member baako ene de ba anasem mrahye bedwafo ni nyina adwen kwa bankrum na wo bi asori agina mrahye bedwafiem na waka se yesusu ho dwen ho no we ne ye de ba na nsese efi private members bill lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu ono nko a ne nchen na adwen pom ne nsusuyem ene ono nko a de bae na krata mampani de ba abonten no wo de ba ebre na speaker of parliament Kingsford Alban Sumani Gbagben edikra be kakra a chemrahye bedwafo ne se enefu adu achi wo mampani fa ne nsanhye krata na se den na ekoso eno no mampani ema director communications Eugene Ahin de krata aba abonten James wo mampani se on fa ne nsanhye se ensem no won hye da hunu su ye ebeye ye kura nka om sampense mu emo kire biem na no nene lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu mrahye bedwani on giram ma de hye o madina te ye penos wo mampani woni pa bonfo when you so ya lawyer ni we ye human rights lawyer pa ena ne ye ka ho asemi wo so wo mfa anya adwuma democracy pa ka bi ma menka bi no wo so mampani ene wa moamwa ne de nkrata ni nyina e de akwahye gatem.
The president is doing is a deliberate effort to frustrate the laws that have been passed by this parliament, and it is very, very untenable. It's unacceptable. I don't believe that it's a good practice that will aid our democracy. Maybe because I am an opposition member of parliament introducing these bills. Remember that this parliament will continue to exist. In the future, we are developing the jurisprudence of parliament where private members can actively engage in bringing very important legislations that will change the course of this country. Tomorrow, if there are other members of parliament that strongly believe that there are aspects of our laws that must be reformed, and they bring them, go through all the processes and get them passed, another president would then say that I'm not interested in assenting to this bill because perhaps it wasn't introduced by somebody from my side. And in my view, that would undermine our democracy. And that is why I seek to bring this strongly to your view. Remember that this year, during the 42nd Universal Peer Review in Geneva, the Attorney General, Honorable Kofi Adomah, referred to these bills as Ghana's effort to advancing human rights in Ghana. And because he referred to these bills earlier this year, in October 10th this year, Ghana was given a seat, or was voted to be given a seat at the Human Rights Council at the UN. So you cannot, pretend to the international community that, oh, these laws are good laws, they've been passed by the Parliament of Ghana on one breath. You now get a seat at the Human Rights Council, then you turn around and say that I'm not ready to assent to them because they have constitutional issues. Which constitutional issues? Now let me place on
ye mrashe bedwani a ogina ma de share o madina lawyer Francis Xavier Susu ene nani abrea wo chechem se wo mampani ne oye die ho wo pese o ya magana fo ka se me ye ndisi mrashe bedwani nti ena mea na me de ba ye nso nti ena wo se wo mfa boga anye so anti wo nsan na ene o ma me tie o ma me akua donko se e bia na yare dampe muntimi nsan ne ade mo mfa nkrata ne mre no na on sign no betimi assign the amount na ga na akoye die mpacho akua fo no muntie me mama genkwa liquid fertilizer me SERWAA emma enuane nyini fe esan eso doso kama enti eni odua je se 1 acre ubete ne doso kama koko nie body nie banchi nie menkenie fegu asase nim na wa ubehu se abono wuti ana wuti wutwa na wutwa udua so a na se wahu se wo ye adwuma pa esan se agenkwa liquid fertilizer ena ebedom AJ agrochemicals adaromenti osemi nkancho se bra na betubi na koton 0535 007 502 and 0546 864-287 na se eno ano no na ene ma memfa honkwa na menka ncho se Access Bank Visa credit cards no aye ready bra ma Visa card nso botom enye ba bia na ma check wan we ya ba kodu ba bi na bank ne kura pon na ho akero enti se Access Bank Visa card no ehye obotom a ba bia akowoda ho bra woda ho ai sister wa ya woda ho woda ho na se bibia aye smooth e dia ma na wo ko offer 0302 742696 a ubenya pa Enna Ventures Brako fi ba ya monhwa konwa na otim no eya Enna Ventures nkonwa bi wa feel comfortable mu behu ano da wo set no so isa say nkonwa papa emu omre wono a otim wo Philippa Enna Ventures nkonwa papa ni bi ene ye de aba single bed double bed queen size king size mattresses papa La Paz Bigot Junction offer 0267 386 231 and papa di emu ode me se Brako fi ba mu da monhwa konwa no Enna Ventures nkonwa Koni yankwe wada o swenge asame kayo koni atwa donkono Enna Ventures nkonya papa
o makonwa mpo na
endie na mpa
de
eni oda o madwuma
abuzafo yankwe ya ni menye ye nam de atiane sa wahina owo new adubiase ogu ahia oduro pani brikran wode atodwa wose ne manfo no sesei de information computer technology teacher ni bia wachire nkra de adisi information communication technology but one way computer kra ohunu bi da enti o kan se mon kan ni machi information na nkra kan information computer o say computer technology no waka technology na just say o de chire nkra na de a enti nkra na wo mu ntwa wokofa bo no de chire wo mo say this is a mouse click it no mo click bo wo mu wie no mo nsem ayese ijeche no den na no ana nu adubiase ohwena owa adubiase wo chire mu say ha dwen ne manfo no sesei nso we no mutumi twa pa but a true computer de no ICT no a no wo mo awe enya ya no wo mo awe afa hyekese akoso enam so amwo de sansem ya todwa a chese ehun behia pa se befa kwanya sa nyina so ne ama mofra no enya computers ne bi woni mo hwe kra nkwatena ni mu no omiamia no de on kleke na eyi no teprepete no typewriter na eda ni mu no o de on fa ne science so Mavis B command Roma ASDF obetumi asia kakra na ono nso etumi type na sakra ma me no Mavis B we come no na gesa ne we de type sa wo se enche obehu a na ne ma etumi akoyie wo de sansemi enyina atudwa Abraya donate 20 sets brand new computers at the Emma ni schools no ebi na o chere se ehun behia fi se wasi nsɔhwe no enkora no 80 saa.
Honorable Minister, it will interest you to know that the entire student body of about 2,000 of New Edibiasi Secondary School or Senior High School has only 2 desktop computers. And no wonder the school has never ever written any WASI exams on ICT. The ICC Center of the district capital can also boast of only 5 working computers. I'm wondering how this can contribute. The George Amuyi Foundation and Nananum is donating 20 desktop computers this afternoon to the headmaster of the New Edibiasi Secondary School based on the appeal that came to me just about 4 days ago that the school has only 2 working computers, desktop computers which is not even very good for the schools.
Yeah. Enti nananchemu eno se nani agye ho pa ti wa wo computers no nananya ya ope bebre na entumi emwama nkra no entwanso ye no ye obi wo ho Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Honorable Sevina Sama Waten wana akoye no asabi no honorable wakobi na wade atodwa kire se nokwasem de nokrepa na womo hwe se adwuma bi es womo ye ni nyina no wombesen resume wosan de todwa kire se aban no e de niam ahuru awu akwan mu a ye be check computers am obia nationwide ye be ye computer distribution chiche sa anu adubiase senior high school for ebenya bi enti no problem enti Honorable Stephen Asamoah Waten asabi
Dikai say obo contractors na omo de a road na mo so mo ba number ye no ana wadaroma mene DC yedi hu komo kakra obo so no dem say contractor ba ko a oba ye no minima de kronti all some bi me wo cabinet ni adu bi ase kwan no abaye ni mo ma ya prove say mo me it is a contractor no ma ya na me ko a medi na chi na no heso beba na wabeto aso because why drains no em say aka say obe start no why adwuma no ba ko na wo ma na de minima de krom say adwuma no wo mpe de wo boss biom any computers asem a wo say school no ebi ni ho computers no ye free ase ma aban e de asi na ni so say mofra no a wo busua de no wo say ma obia computer ni bi
Honorable Stephen Asamoah Waten na wote ne no na member of parliament mama mfo wonu adubiase Abdul Salam Adams e de atodwase obia emomoden na wommoa emanu adubiase entumi entumpon wosan kire se wono de woye MP member of parliament de yes woye bia no wono nso behwe
politicians asofo nananom ene ankrankra nyina se yeka ye huboma bibia ni ho a ye de si ye so se ye pese ye Edi manu OBAASIMAA yentimi nye etinana title amodi ato afashion no so no gidi se eye ne kwan so a
enti honorable but me nim comment section I say omo kan ocham bi hu ase mama ocham na do ye den
ocham me kra me anhye dan ready no me
ba cho mo ye abra ye OBAASIMAA hine kasa no me yansan fan we ni bi me nim de ocham ne ye ya omanfo kana asem san yentie no
that's what Jamie says here na sorry and them say na ntoma na peja kakra
almost say ocham timing no me
Honorable Minister, it will interest you to know that the entire student body of about 2,000 of new OBAASIMAA secondary school or senior high school has only 2 desktop computers. And no wonder.
His timing isn't timing.
Timing isn't good. Timing is bad. When one Ampawaka
Honorable Minister, it will interest you to know that the entire student body of about 2,000 of new OBAASIMAA secondary school or senior high school has only 2 desktop computers. And no wonder the school has never ever written any WASI exams on ICT. The ICC center of the district capital can also boast of only 5 working computers. I'm wondering how this can contribute. The George Amuyi Foundation and Nananum is donating 20 desktop computers this afternoon to the headmaster of the new OBAASIMAA secondary school based on the appeal that came to me just about 4 days ago that the school has only 2 working computers, desktop computers, which is not even very good for the schools. Honorable Minister, Nananum and citizens of New OBAASIMAA are grateful to the government for awarding the town's roads to 2 contractors early this year. Our worry is that only one contractor out of the two showed up. And the other who even reported and started construction of drains.
Oh, there be seen a timing. To me, now if you say be a timing, be cry. But man, who timing challenge be out? What's exactly? Kofi, he is speaking English and he is doing the backing vocalist in Chi. And he is an anti honor a question about and no problem. No, like because a sane zio ampa. Ni nyina sisi mu so ba ko na me hu se won chen kakra but ni nyina no hu se o de punctuate man na 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 kan no wa punctuate na na etumi no de ahome kakra sane flowing
ampa
Mesa o hwe ni mpanimfo na to hu se bi mo hwa hwe ni wane ade wani hawa man we say ya flexing kra brother Cielo Optical Services ye be mo hwe ni wa ebi wo ho ye fo awia se be ye awia light nto wani bebre ebi so ho a e bia wo hwa ade wa achi na no ya ma obi a be twe ade aben wo ebi so ha wo hwa na aben wo se ye hunahuna ebi ma obi be twe akọ achire na chese wani no atumi aye correct eno woni problem kra enti pebi Del Cielo Optical Services bra na yem wa hwehwe ni wa fine but still akokọbọ no eda so ho e ma mema no mo hwa hwehwe ni wa no se odie no se concave lens ana se convex lens am ye hunu uchi oba na raka che no se me de no etwe ben me ana se etwe kwa achire de etwe kwa achire no ya wo ye oba hwe ho ye ade ne ben no pa nso na dwen ne se wa achire obawo apiraw ti mani nyinto na ho entimi entro yesa we na what free ho a different ho wait me anya bi osunya kuma setakura de in fact regions ni na yon krabata ni bi wo ho o ba wo friend 0244 926 488 0244 926 488 e be boa na we hunu ba bi a ye branch ni bi ben o na wetumi aba ampa
enye esane esane dia na esane ewa wutu mfafo electoral area no ewutu senya West District ewo mfimfini mantem na adehye won potem won na wo mo chese no kura ni nyame anim sa assembly member oya aspiring chese we papa ya fe no wada so da ye se meminya assembly member medi enti me bommodin aye adwuma nkakra eye owura George Jain se papa pa ese assembly member na wo pe na obebo adwuma wadre se de na om se mo betimi atu mampanin kura na esa nkomwa de na kwakosi so na wabo adwuma na George Jain dodo na friend double G and double J no apeja ne metri double J no ma fansa na papa ya sori ewo awutu mfafo e na o kye se empotem woni edikan ekwan nye bra kama pa handsome man e na waso ono ani botom sika e na wodi si 8-seater toilet facility e de ama awutu bawu anum community no eno achi 4-seater toilet facility ewo obaako asem e na ultra modern day backgrounds ewo awutu mampon community na wani nsamtwofo odi nkomo no na wodi tu dwase nokre ewa na yewo no ewa na yetete no na nokre ni nyame anim se de watete apansam no kra no wose woda so da ya ye kacha ni se obeya assembly member pe enofi ase se wo ye adwuma enti adwuma na wo ye ne de wono double J wose wo beya kosi se adehye motoma no manto ama no wo be esomo
osan ko mampon osan so esi market e de mampon o man no na woko obaako asem a omoso omadi nwesedi hu ye toilet eno so wo si dia mo na ya bra double G em say ye kasa bi nim die nyansa ne adwene a je hu se biribi wo ni mu
why market we are chinchi ye hu project awaye na say yes ye nto mana ebika ntini double G di say anto mana mi ni ti ase me bra ohwe mi sembre no so a mpapo electoral area mama ma yentu sa kwenye enchine because intense
infafu electoral area ye to abama na gani ye nipa bia owo edo emanipa
ene se adehye ne se oh double J wafa na nu achi ne ebo ben double J owura Jan George Jan jeje ene ebisanse papa ne yakeka credit se we de fane form yentie ne
ya be we no ba kwansem akufuro ene ba kwansem ehase minister de hu ni say me ba hu say man no say be ya kinyo ma bebre nti o se metumi ho si wɔ na me yɛ dɛ metumi boa na bibi atɔ na akwan nti ampa nso me ba no ɔman no di ne fɛw ɛne me mpanyinfoɔ no nyinaa ne ɔmo boaeɛ ɛma toilet ni saa market square ni ɔbaako asɛm so another toilet ni mampɔn the background na yɛbɛhyɛ ase ɛyɛ dwumadeɛ na ɛda makoma so because me ho sɛ first no po na amanfo chichichichi bedi dwa wɔ ha but due to market problem nti so bi amba eyie mpo esi a ya na sorry toilet na bi wɔ ha but
Jan no George Jan Jen
I guess a turret no
turret no obehwe ni nyina kama
enya moko turret no so na esane anu watrama no why
no watrama why
double G some person oya mamwa abusiafo mamenya call isesi afrekwasi pon mame yese oba bi wo hwe no ese wadi mfie be ya aduasa ho na yakum no ya wo eye asokwa municipal santimantam no emu na ehon nsem no ade
oni asokwa na ayi nanse ya ababa we ku no ho a police ni yi
na we no ase odane dem
no yesokoban so
abontin
hey at a residential area
very very residential
oh
yeah say kwasi pon tene tawumayen de ye bisa abayo no mwatumi identify no na eba ne sen in less than a minute
identify no ni din any grace ade a wonye mfie aduasa baako na oye adwuma ewo ayaresa bi ewo mamponten eho eno opon ya kwamkafo ehia no na wodi na ya no begya no de to asokwa
kese nipa bi na ehia no kun no
nipa bi na ehia no ekum no de rubber chichiri ni chi
se wa
nya dia obehunu
se wa ye den
well ya sakra to mo na asa aka ho
like womo repu ni wie no mu kun no
sanity
as o hwa as o mayi ni na yi no
o mo pia kofom kakra
o mo pia kofom na yes o
aposifo no eba ho no o manfom sanka ma o ma oba bi a o mususu obehunu se ato obi mo na obetumi ehunu oba npa ehwe ekire musampa
keso mo bi be ko to ho hwe ye ehwe se bi a
sanity na de mo de hwe ze bibi akoso
okay kana nipa ne hu se wo magigya wo hu nsuo wo ne ho
sanity pepe doctor
hey ese we dia omompo pa bi mfa nkọ lab ana ye nyanchi obi kra na ya sample ahwe se we ya na we
director o hwe ba bi a 70 ne ba bi a omode body ne beto ye no a e be ye de ne pa se obetumi ehunu se asem a esiye ye nipa we ana nipa we na ne sa ehwase enti de kakra
area ho de edikan ni ana mate se ho nso ye se o repo obi nso kunu sa area ho sa
area ne de ayasokwa se de wo se hwe na sokwa kuro mu pe Freeman Hotel Echo ECG PRWC potem ho asem na ye kan na esum so e wo ho no mo a o se ade sasei na se nkania ni nyina so a ma pese odi boni bi a betumi edinti so mo je nkofo bags de keka ho de ade ekoso papa na se ye be jai body ato wo sa ne de nya de tasi eka de asie ho
na wo hwa o mo twa no won
sadia etie no omu trese omu se ye ni compound no de ka chimye
okay
omu chim ni kon bu ni kom ade nso a eba ne sa eba ye de se obetumi
aseme
ajo
ya Francia oye nurse ni
that's oye nurse ni owo baba ko a 13 years
hey 13 year old kwasi pon ye fancy ye bre na tia ye nti no ide akire se foforo bia pie mu a because we no ye nim se no wo mo force no se wo mo ne beda no wo mpene no wo mu bu ne kon mu ana se wo mo ye wie ye no wo mo abu ne kon mu o se sen o because ha adwen pa abusuafo bronya na ba nti obi anhwe ne ho yie na sa ne ma we ne de bronya ne ma yakra na esi simi report wa na bronya yi ba se ne de wan hwe yi ana akoye nsem foforo pi mesrewa but wonso a opese onya ahoden wo sisim na otumi ye adwuma no give us power capsules no pebi why onya bi beboa wo mabema watumi anya ahoden e wo sisim na ankoba se wagya mu ententem wo watia esane nyabotre mema ni nsane ntem sa. Take your time and let it sunny at the right time. Give us offer your number 0543 222 470 0543 222 470. You know bedin komani ama obi na wetumi aton ewo o drugstore na o herbal shop mo. Anwumre ya den semi brew eye me Kofi Adomah Nwanwanii na nankrato hene a odikan. Anwumre mene
ama Brako Ampofo.
Hello.